So, good morning, everybody who's here online too. My name is Kamian Simpson. I'm a third year top scholar, and this is my 2025 to 2026 year. So, for this presentation, I'll be talking about the three pillars of top scholar: knowledge, leadership, and service. And then I'll talk about some things that I did for fun and my summer plan. So, without further ado. Okay. So for knowledge, I kind of put it in two different categories. So I did academic and then I did personal. So like for academic, it's mainly just like what I learned like as an extension to everything that I did in the classroom, and then personal is what I've learned about myself and how it has helped me to get through this whole year. So firstly, we'll go to academic. So in the fall, I went to the first Python conference that was held here in downtown San Antonio. So essentially, I went to this because like I did my first like Python course, and I really wanted to like learn more about how I could integrate it into some of my projects and stuff like that. So I got to learn from like electrical engineers and the like AI specialists and like mathematicians about the work that they've done to like incorporate like Python into like machine learning and like math stuff, I guess, and like getting to ask them questions was like really helpful to how I navigated working with Python. Um, then I did a GitHub workshop, which for me, GitHub is like very complex. Like it's a very dense like UI. So I've never really had the opportunity to like fully used it to the best of its capabilities. So I went to a workshop, to learn how to like collaborate with like other people, and I got to do some of like my projects, like my shopping website that I'll talk about soon. That's how we collaborated on that and got that up and running. So these last two things that I did were really what I spent most of my year working on. Like some of them took me like 5 months to complete. And I was talking to my friend about it, like when I was taking my presentation, I'm like, these are so much easier to like talk about than how I actually like did it. Like it was so much work, so much time, so much energy. And I don't think any explanation can really like encompass how much work it actually was. But the first thing I did was create a full stack project. So that's basically like integrating like front end and back end basically. So I use HTML, CSS, PHP, and like Amazon Web Services to like put everything together. And it was like my first time working with all of these programming languages on such a large scale. So it was really fun working with that. Like these pictures over here is like how I started, like very bare bones, very blank, and then like I made it kind of, very pretty, very interactive. And that was very fun to do. And then the last couple of things that I did was create my own personal website portfolio, which is essentially my resume in website format. I made it like football or soccer themed, just to make it a little bit interactive, cool, and fun. That took me like a year to fully complete. And I'm just really glad for how it looks right now. All that I need is like a domain and just like starting it up. So that was fun. And then I created a shopping website. We didn't really like fully implement it because like we're not actually selling anything, but we did like pseudo security and stuff like that. That was my first like real group project, like working with some of like my computer science peers and like using GitHub to really get that up and running and collaborating effectively. And then the thing that I am most proud of is my home inventory app. So basically, I'm very kind of like disorganized and forgetful. So I wanted to like create something where I know what's in like my kitchen and my bathroom at like all times. So like when I go grocery shopping, like I'll take a picture of like my eggs, I'll put in like how many eggs I bought and like the expiration date and stuff like that. So if I'm ever like, oh, what's in my fridge, I can just open my phone, what's in my fridge, and I see everything. It shows you like, oh, this is about to expire soon. So maybe you want to add that to the shopping list, throw it out, or like anything that's like low in stock, and yeah, that was very fascinating. That took me like 2 months, three. Yeah, that's academic. And then personal. So in our one-on-one meetings, like Chrissy always asks us, like, how are you feeling like physically, mentally, and emotionally? And I feel like this year was one of the years that I really felt like the most stable in like all three of these. And I feel like it's because of like everything, like all the steps that I took, to like make sure that I was okay. So physically, I've gone for like a lot more walks. Like it started as a way to like avoid the gym, it's just like if I get my 10K steps in, like I'll be fine. But like now it's also helped me like mentally. So I probably should have put that there too, like now I just get up to walk for any like slight inconvenience. So that's been very good and I've been feeling really good. So yeah. And then I've been very proactive about like medical checkups. Like I realized I'm getting old. Like I'm about to be a senior, y'all. Like so this year I have gotten my eyes like rechecked, got like a new prescription. I've done like my dermatology appointment and just like regular like checkups with the wellness center at the rec, because I'm very clumsy and I have like random bruises. So I've been like taking advantage of that. And it's been really good. And then mentally. So for me, I can work under pressure. I feel like we all say that, like, oh yeah, I can work under pressure. But my thing is, I don't like working under pressure. So before, I feel like I was always putting myself in positions where it's like, okay, you had this essay due for like 3 weeks and you're starting the night before. It's due, that's not really fun. It's like very stressful for me. And then I get into like this weird depressive state. So this year I've been more like proactive about like starting everything as soon as I get it, especially because of the workload that I've had this semester, so I've made sure to like start everything like as soon as possible. And like that has helped me like tremendously. I feel like this year, even though I've had a lot to do, it doesn't like feel like that mentally, if you know what I mean. And then emotionally. So I feel like I've always been able to tell like what I feel and the reason why I'm feeling it, but I've never had the ability to like overcome it. Like for example, if I'm like sad, okay, I know that I'm sad. Why am I sad? Maybe I got like a D on my math test, But like I never knew how to overcome that sadness. And usually like I try to just like fight it, like, oh yeah, like you'll do better on the next one. Like it was hard. Everybody else got like a D or something. But now I've realized that the best thing to do is, or for me at least, is to just sit in it, just like let it pass because it will pass, and that has just been a really big help. Okay, and then moving on to leadership slash professional development. Okay, so this semester, oh no, last summer, I worked as a City of San Antonio ambassador as a part of their program. So essentially, they partner us up with like different companies in San Antonio. They give us like networking opportunities and stuff like that. And I had the pleasure of working with 434 Media, which is a small media company here in San Antonio. And I worked officially as an AI workflow specialist, but my job entailed a lot more than that. Here. So this top row is like some of the projects that I worked on. So the first thing that I did was create an AI chatbot. So it's basically like a mini chat GPT, except it doesn't have hallucinations. Like everything that it says is factual because we fed it like a PDF of like all the company information. So it runs on that. So if you ask it, who is the CEO of 434 Media, it will say, oh, it's Marcus, this is his contact information, stuff like that. But if it doesn't know, it will just say that, like, I don't know. Instead of, when you ask ChatGPT and it's like, I don't know, but here's like some random answer, like, it'll just say, I don't know, full stop. So that was fun to do. And then we created, or like we integrated a poster generator with it. So basically, because it's a media company, they have like promotional events and stuff like that. So for this, like they've used it to like create any like posters that they needed for like such events. They'd be like, okay, we have like a sip and paint. So we want the color scheme to be like red and blue, or the time and date is this place, just any information, and it will give you like a poster. Like you don't have to use it, but like it's a good template. So that was really useful. And then the third thing that I did was, because it has like a bunch of like, the company has a bunch of subdivisions, so those subdivisions have different websites. So my job was to like go in, find like any discrepancies, like UI discrepancies, and then like update it and just make it more user friendly. And yeah, so that was fun to do. Here are some of the pictures that I took with like my coworkers and stuff for like planning and like presentations and stuff that we did. And over there is when we went to this networking event with All Bionics, which is a company that uses that creates like bionic arms for like amputees and stuff. So I used the glove and I made it say birds up. I just wanted to include that. So that was very fun. Going back here, the second thing that I did was I was a part of the Caribbean Culture Society this school year. So I worked with some of my peers to get this club up and running. We officially became an organization after spring break, and I currently serve as the volunteer and community director. So essentially, my job is to create like volunteer opportunities and like community building events, you know, to make sure that we as a club are like bonding, getting to know each other. So we've done like a poster making event so far, movie nights. We've had fundraisers and stuff like that, and it was just such a great experience, you know, like getting it up and running. And of course, I'm still a part of ACM and YSIS, you know, going to all the meetings, workshops, and like interacting with all the different speakers that come, you know, networking and such. Okay, and then moving on to service. So with TSSO, I did Adopt a Spot, of course, Gardopia Gardens, and UTSA Day of Service, where we went to Horizon and we detailed cars. I really like doing like top scholar like related like service opportunities, because I feel like it's one of the only times that we get to really connect with the other scholars, you know, because we all have like different schedules and like different workloads, so it's kind of hard to like connect outside of seminars. So it's really good, especially talking to like the younger scholars, you know, like offering advice where I can. And yeah, that's also fun. And then personally, I always try to volunteer at the San Antonio Food Bank at least for like 10 hours, which I did complete. And then HEB Feast for Sharing, which is an event that happens in December where we feed the homeless people around Christmas time, which I always participate every year, and it's always so fun. And then the Waterburger Resource Room. I try to go like 3 times per semester. Like it's just my small way of like giving back to like the UTSA community. So yeah, that was fun. And then what I did for fun this semester. Or the whole year, I guess. I went to Jamaica, and I've been to Jamaica multiple times. I grew up in Jamaica, but for some reason, like this trip was just so like mind-blowing, so altering, and I loved every second of it, you know, like getting to see my family, especially after the hurricane, you know, helping some of them like navigate that and get back on their feet. I hung out with my friends, like AC and Journey, love them pieces. I watch football or soccer, I guess. And then anybody who knows me even like slightly knows that I have a slight addiction to bowling, and Journey and AC always feed my addiction, so shout out to them. And then I went to a Cardi B concert, which was also very, very fun. So yeah, it was just mainly the highlights, I guess. And then lastly,
15 minutes for you.
Yeah.
Doing
The
good.
most important thing, I would say, or most exciting for me, is this summer I will be studying abroad in Italy, specifically Urbino, Italy, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Center. So basically what we'll be doing is like just observing how people in Europe like try to accomplish the sustainability goals. Yeah, and just like trying to implement those in how we live in like America, and trying to find like some solutions to how to overcome those discrepancies, I guess, like poverty and stuff like that. And I'm very excited to start. It's a 5-week program, and I'm doing it with Dr. John Frederick and like 12 other UTSA students. So that would be fun. And then after that, I will be doing a Kaggle competition, or I'll be a camp coding instructor. So a Kaggle competition is basically like a data science, like machine learning competition, where we get like data sets and like we have to like figure out how to solve the given problem, basically. So the one that I really want to do is called like, Are You a Painter? So basically we're gonna use like machine learning to create art, essentially. And that will be fun working with a team. And then I'll potentially be a camp coding instructor. So I've applied to a few places, to learn to teach like Java and Python and stuff like that. I'm just waiting to hear back. And yeah, that is my presentation.
Good job. Good job. Well, I know you've done a lot this year, so it feels like maybe you've kind of found your lane where you're comfortable. I do want to encourage you to continue to stretch your comfort zone. And so I'm glad also that you're feeling better as well, it sounds like. So good job. I'm excited to hear how your summer goes when you get back in the fall. You have a lot of really great things happening there. So overall, good job. Don't forget, keep reaching back down. You're an advanced student at this point, and the younger students need you. You have things to offer them. And it will be incumbent upon you to be the leader in that position. Right? It's so easy to say, I'm available if someone needs me. But you know as well as I do that they're probably not going to call you. You're going to need to be in same spaces with them and reach out to them. And it won't happen if you're not intentional because you're busy. Right? So good job. Good job. I don't know if Mauricio has anything to add, and Journey is online, so I don't know. She also kind of looked like she popped in and out, maybe having some connectivity issues, so.
Have fun in Italy.
Thank you. Bye.
So Journey says, I am so proud of you. I remember meeting you at your selection and so forth in your freshman year, watching you blossom and do amazing things. I am so excited to see what's next.